Good morning. The Terminator and the Cyborgs were not just a movie, and I'm sure a lot of you all have watched the movie The Terminator and the sequels to it with Arnold Schwarzenegger, how he had came back in time, this like John Connor or something. There's this John Connor that is not supposed to be born in the movie The Terminator, and someone is sent back in time to find this Sarah person to save her so the Terminators could not get rid of her. Is that so far-fetched, really, the Terminator? They had the exoskeletons, mechanical skeletons, and they had the bionic eyes, like the $6 Million Man, the bionic eyes. His one bionic eye. Steve Austin can be that man, better than he was before, better, stronger, faster. The technology, I don't think it's too far-fetched to think that the technology that they displayed in the movies was science fiction. Because the technology, I've heard, is thousands of years more advanced if it's from aliens than our technology. So they would possess it, and if we've traded technology for humans, then that would make sense. That we have like Terminators, Cyborgs, something like a Prometheus or something. Where did you go, little chipmunk? Prometheus thing in this world. They have the technology to make robots. They do. Very advanced robots that look human. And if you've seen some of the videos, like last night, they literally, with the Jeff Bezos, they would not allow the live chat at all. They would not allow Apple Brooks even come on the live stream, which is really strange. She kept trying and trying. She could not even get on the live stream last night. I think it was the first live stream I did, maybe even the second one, could not even get on there. Blocked her from even getting on. Something's going on, and I really, if you haven't watched the Jeff Bezos thing, if you haven't studied the movements of androids or robots or whatever, how they turn their head like that, because that's what he kept doing. And it looked like the sides of his face were slapped red. Something was way up, and his one eye looked like the bionic eye of the bionic man. And or like Jean-Luc Picard on Star Trek with his one eye, we are Borg, we are many. So before you go dismissing the Terminator and stuff like that as a science fiction or advanced intelligence occupying human bodies, don't until you look at it. You look around, you go look at the movies, you look at how far science has advanced, not just in this country, but in a lot of other countries. You go look at it and you check it out yourself. But if you're already going to dismiss it before you even look into it, then don't even watch the videos, because you're wasting your time. You really are. You're wasting your time. There's not going to be very many people who want to live in a world where when you turn around, you realize that there's not that many humans on this earth. And that's what they've said. There's not very many humans on this earth. And they, shape-shifting reptilians, good morning. Shape-shifting reptilians at the World Economic Forum and in other places, you can catch them on the videos. Their whole cloaking technology that's on their face, it's graphic. It really is graphic. I mean, you could really see the details. I have a artificial intelligence playlist that I've made, and I've tried to put all the videos that have any hint of artificial intelligence, any computer generated images, any advanced technology in that playlist, and I would encourage you to do it. But the technology is so great. They could make a replica of me, and if you didn't know what to look for, you would get fooled. If I was like speaking on here and they wanted to duplicate me. They could have it look exactly like me from those face masks and stuff like that. They can fool people. And if I was a robot in this body, if you didn't know what to look for, like natural movements and stuff like that, you would never know the difference. You would not. Guten Morgen or Guten Tag in Deutschland. Guten Morgen. Tschüss. No, Guten Morgen in Salem, Indiana. Good morning, you all. So there's three videos of Jeff Bezos. The first one last night was only like 6 some odd minutes when I realized they're not even. We had 147 people tuning in at 6 minutes into the video, and they weren't allowing one single comment, not one. And I thought, wow, that's really telling. That's why there's no live chat on that one either. They would not allow any comments, and I didn't disable the comments. Comments are enabled on every single live stream that I do. I'm not one who's going to go have a live video and disable the comments, because I want the comments to be on there and I want you all to be able to see them. And then I immediately turned around and I did a second live video saying they wouldn't let nobody comment. And then something happened to that. And I had to make a copy. I made a copy of that and I uploaded it into a regular video. But this morning, I was able to take that live video from last night, and I made that one live too, the one that was a longer, like my comments are missing. Live chat is completely unavailable on it, and there were people in there, they have disabled the live chat on the original live video. So you'll see 3 videos. You'll see one that is uploaded, like a 20 some odd minute video, and you'll see a live stream from last night. It's like around 20-minute video. That was the live stream. They won't allow the live stream unless something happens. I went in to see if I could do anything to allow the comments, and they're not going to let it happen. They don't want to draw attention. It's really, if you have advanced technology, if you have advanced robots walking around, posing as humans on this earth. Good morning, Susan B. Honey. Yeah. If you have advanced robots walking around on this earth, someone posed a question. What if there's advanced robots, cyborgs, all over the world, and they're the ones who are running this world, and we are underneath them? What if the world is already ran by those advanced robots, and we don't even know it? We didn't even realize it. That's a scary thought. It is. It is a scary thought. And how do you beat it? I guess you send somebody back from the past, like in the Terminator movie, is what you do. But you see, they couldn't even crush those police officers and all of those other things. He tried to draw them into the big crushing things. Couldn't even crush their exoskeletons. And even when he did, they were still wiggling with a part of a body. It's just like the Borg. It's just like the Borg Queen. It's just like all of that stuff, you all. I'm beginning to think that there's a lot that is CGI on the internet and movies. And even YouTube channels. There may not be humans. You may think that they're humans because they make them appear as if they're humans, living an ordinary life. You don't know who it is. You don't. But they got great big followings. So if we live in a world like that where it's so easy to fool, how would you know? How would you know? On the news too, that's right, Susan B. Honey. On the news, they've already replicated the news broadcasters. They made their their AI counterparts, virtual reality AI counterparts that can literally talk like the news anchors and move like them, think like them. The words can come out of their mouth just like a news broadcaster. I watched this one. I forget where she was, maybe in Taiwan or I don't know where it was. One of those Asian countries, and she was watching her AI duplicate, and she just stood there. She was practically speechless because it looked exactly like her, is what it looked like. Oh, look, this looked like they were the puffy balls that were in the sky. You know those big round balls? Look at that. That's what it looks like. They were in the sky, like bubbles, like the bubble skies. If it was, I missed it. Now that's not natural either. I think there is like some kind of technology up there, some kind of advanced species that would, they're round and they live in the sky. What is that? Are they looking out at us? Let me see. Gina, honey, you're talking about AI. I know I'm talking about AI, but I wanted to see if I could see up here in the sky like that. I did. Okay. Did you get distracted, Gina? Yes, I did. I got a little bit distracted, you all. The Terminator and Cyborgs, I don't think it's too far-fetched. I don't. It's not. It's not too far-fetched at all. And the Borg Queen, the Borg coming to Earth, Prometheus, it was the most creepiest movie that I've ever seen, the Prometheus, very evil, very evil. They awakened, I think that's what it was, this ship that had crashed, and they found, I don't know what that chipmunk's doing. They found this advanced being, and I think that advanced being ended up taking over and headed toward Earth. Good morning. Happy morning, you all. And I'm sure there's a lot of people on here have been noticing a lot more lately that everything is not as it seems. It's not as it seems at all. And if you're busy living your life, just doing your own thing like everybody else, you're not going to be able to look around and see what is going on in the real world, because you don't want to have to focus on that, because that's going to take your focus off your personal life. Okay, it is. And do some people really want to look into that? No, they don't want to look into that. They don't. Leave them alone. Leave the movies to the movies. But what if we're living in a great big movie? Really, what if we are? You got bad storms in Louisiana. We're supposed to get rain tonight, and it's supposed to be like the Kentucky Derby taking place on, I forget which day it takes place in Louisville, Kentucky. So they were going to have people from all over the world. They fly into Louisville, Kentucky, and 4 horses have died. 2 horses, this is weird. I heard that 2 horses, my husband was reading, the one horse somehow broke its leg and they put it to sleep. The other one was rolling around on its back and broke its neck. I don't know what happened to the other ones. Even this is weird too. When you have 4 like horses and they die, mysterious like conditions, and they're investigating something, there's some foul play going on right there. Yeah, more horses. What do you mean more horses, John? Is that these horses are dying? They died. And they're not going to tell the whole truth, I'm sure. The 4 horsemen. Oh, Jaquita, honey. What if it is symbolic of the 4 horsemen? Really, what if it is? Because you know it would have made national news, because people travel from all countries all over the world. People sent pictures to MRBB3. Well, I know that everything, let's talk about that, Starlink. Can't everything in the sky be Starlink? And really ask yourself, is Starlink at any time, have you ever seen any images of Starlink that were orange in the sky? Now, and listen to this. Let me pause right now. The technology is very advanced, and we've got species here on Earth, and there's species up there in that sky. There's some kind of advanced technology up there. You know the NASA products? when you see those great big lines of UFOs, and you've seen them multiple times. They flash across the products, flash across the sun, and you can have several of them at once, great big long ones. There's no way on earth that those are Starlink up there. No way, no way. So if they're being depicted up on these products of NASA, and they're in straight rows, and they some are shorter than others, that's not Starlink. So if it's up there in the sky by the sun, and these things are battling it out, they're constantly going back and forth, that's not Starlink. So if it's up there like that, then they're in our skies also. So not everything can be considered Starlink. You will not hear me, I promise you. You will not hear me claim Starlink for anything up there in the sky. If I see a row of things that does not look normal, I'm not going to say it's Starlink. It may appear to be Starlink, but then I'm going to be taken back. Does Starlink have the orange lights in it? Or is it just white? And is Starlink perfectly lined up? And is Starlink being captured on NASA's products and has been captured? Listen, has Starlink been captured for years and years and years and years and years and years on NASA's product when multiple rows of UFOs up there in the sky? Is that Starlink? No, it is not Starlink. But if someone wants to use that as an excuse that everything is Starlink, there is a Starlink up there, there is, but I'm not going to say that everything up there in that sky is a Starlink. No way. I'm not going to. And I know what came out of the solar flare in the sun. I think it was the year 2000 or something. It was a massive solar flare, came out of a square-like portal. They called it a particle event. All these tiny, but they're not tiny, black and white, look like cubes or round orb-like things, balls, came right out of the sun, and they have the ability to line themselves up. They're intelligently controlled. They have the ability to line themselves up in rows of 2, 3s, 10s, 15, 20s. They're technologically advanced race of beings. They came out of the sun. There was millions of them. Millions came right out of the sun in a particle event. It was a solar flare that they described it. Just a particle event. That's all it was. So not everything can be Starlink, really. Do we live in Terminator days? I'm thinking, what if we do live in Terminator days and we don't even realize it? We got cyborgs walking around us. We've got, someone said, Gina, what if Sophia is just a distraction because there's more advanced than her walking around? And quite so. Yeah, nothing, Frank Cooper, honey. Nothing to see except a particle event. It's just Starlink. Everything in the sky is considered Starlink. And if there's orange UFOs in the sky, and if you have the Phoenix lights, I guess they were just Starlink too, right? Phoenix lights were Starlink with like orange or whatever multiple color lights. Starlink, no. Okay. We have a NASA playlist. We do. We have live webcam playlist. And I've tried to update all the playlists, you all. I really did, to make the thumbnails look good on them for people who may want to look what's documented. I got over 4,800 videos on this YouTube channel. Look at those the sky. Yeah. So Jeff Bezos last night was moving like an android. Moving like an android. And his one eye looks like the Bionic Man, how they could zoom up. And the Borg eye can do that too. In the artificial intelligence playlist, I think that the video is still up in there of the technology that was used, the Neuralink. I found in the Bionic Man, I did a video, live video. In the Bionic Man, when the Bionic Man first starts, they have, like, they show a schematic or whatever, and it said the word Neuralink in it. It did. And it's in that playlist, artificial intelligence playlist. And if it's not in there, type in the Bionic Man. Type in the Bionic Man. Because the technology that was there is the same technology that is being used today, and it's coming out more and more in the opening. So I'm not surprised one bit. I'm not surprised that this stuff, we're able to detect this, the CGI, the robotic-like movements, and these reptilians. I don't know how that cloaking technology works with that Chinese premier minister with his face. Literally, you can see layers of the pixelation. It looks kind of creepy. It does with that one. And then the one, General Skinner, he was like glitching out too, in his eyes, his face. You look at that video. We zoomed up on the Pentagon press briefing. That's a video too, but I've also thrown his into artificial intelligence, because as he's walking across talking about the cybersecurity, you look at his face, his eyes and stuff, it's kind of scary at times. It's really scary looking and creepy looking. The Deadly Friend, the movie Deadly Friend, what's a shaking my head? Houston, what are you talking about? Is there a movie called The Deadly Friend? Is there really? The farmers are getting their equipment out. Yeah, he looks pixelated, and I don't know what he looks like in real life. I have no idea what he looks like in real life, you all. I don't. But the Terminator, the cyborg, I don't think it's too far-fetched to think that it's probably happening in this world that we're living in, and we don't even know it. We don't know it. And a lot of these public speakers, a lot of these people in powerful positions, no human, no commoner is ever going to get close enough to them. They're not. No commoner, more or less, no people like me or you will be allowed to get close enough to them to examine their behaviors. It's not going to happen. Deadly. Oh, wow. That's strange. I never heard of that, you all. I had never heard of it. I am going to go. But not everything up in the sky can be considered Starlink, because if so, then on the products that are up there, the battles that are taking place, listen to this. Even in Hawaii, the observatories in Hawaii, let's think about this. There are, and it's on the observatory playlist, there are a line of UFOs that can be seen quite frequently coming out of one of the cloud cams. It comes up from below the surface, it shoots across the sky, and it's orange lights lined up in a row. And it goes like that. Sometimes it turns into a bright white light too, but it zips across the sky, zips back down, it changes its length at times. That I've documented that personally, and we watch it during live streams. The cloud cam on the Canada, France, Hawaii telescopes coming up from the surface. That's not Starlink. That is not Starlink, and that is what's being seen in the sky, you all. Go check that out. That's what's being seen in the sky around the world too. And they battle it out. So, yeah, you can see your comments, M. Ward. Sometimes when you comment, your comment don't even make it on here because the algorithm automatically removes comments. It's not me doing it. It's not the moderators. It's automatically screened out. So, yeah. I do got nice clothes. I do. I just don't wear them. But I can switch it up. I can switch it up, you all. I can look more presentable if I want to. Because guess what? I can just throw the shirt on for a video and then take it off. I can take it off and I can put my going outside shirts on, which are my t-shirts, and work in the yard because I'm going to do more working in the garden. So, Christine, my honey, that's okay. You make good use of your you can do it. You can. You You can do it. Oh my goodness gracious. Y'all, I am going to go, so it's not too far-fetched to think, even entertain the thought that there are cyborgs and there are robots, advanced technological robot beings walking around amongst us on this earth in very powerful positions, but they could have demonic spirits on the inside of them. That's because all you need is like a vessel. You need a vessel. Good morning, you all. I am going to go. I am. So, thank you for watching. Check out those videos, and the playlists have things in them. So I put all 3 of those Jeff Bezos videos in the artificial intelligence playlist. And for the Starlink stuff, you can find some of that on the Hawaii Observatory playlist too. And you can find them zipping across the sky on the NASA's products, having battles, and you can find them in a particle event. You can find them everywhere. You can find big giant black cubes also in the Pacific Ocean. Thousands and thousands and thousands of them. They're in the sky too, and they can change color. So I'm going to go. So with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, you all, and thank you so much, Susan, honey. Daryl, Danny, love it, honey. Thank you. Love you all.